Guys, welcome back to another episode of Always Making. Thanks for joining us down here in our basement. We've got some awesome guests here. We're going to be getting into an awesome conversation, but before we do, you know how we like to do this. Like, comment, subscribe. We have some housekeeping to take care of. Guys, if you want to help support the podcast, we have a Patreon you guys can help join. We've got a sticker club membership you guys can sign up for. We send out stickers to your doorstep. You guys can sign up for that. We also have a free tier. You can help support us by just signing up. We're going to be starting a new question and answer part of this show here. You guys can go sign up and have questions for guests on the show. You guys support the podcast by heading over to the link down below. But we do have some shows coming up. We have the Cryptid and Cider show coming up on May 23rd over at Mountain West Cider. Did I get that right?
Close. Mountain West Hard Cider. So close.
I'm so close on that one. But that's on May 23rd. You can go check that out. That's with the Luring Podcast. Mm-hmm. And then we also have coming up real quick on May 9th, we're going to be at Mural Fest in South Salt Lake. Did I get that right?
Yes, with the SLC Punk Rock Flea Market. We'll be there.
Awesome. And then I think that's everything we've got going on for May for housekeeping.
I believe so.
Okay. So housekeeping done. Guys, let's get into the conversation. We have Kathy and Robi here joining us from Whole Kat and Caboodle and Bohemian Bum Market. Did I get that right?
Yes.
You did.
Definitely.
Congratulations.
It's a mouthful. The Whole Cat and Caboodle and the Bohemian Bum Artisan and Farmers Market.
Okay, I missed a little bit of it.
You missed a little bit, but that's okay. You got the gist of it. Bohemian Bum was what we got.
But thank you guys for joining us here on the show. We've had a few previous shows with you guys. We had crafts and drafts with you guys.
Mm-hmm. We've done the cryptids one at Mountain Cider. Mm-hmm. We've done Jam Fest at the Marmalade.
1330 at Mill Creek.
1330 at the Mill Creek Common.
We've also Mill Creek Common. We've done the what was the other show we've done?
The Maker's Mart.
The Maker's Mart.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we had the Maker's Mart show.
Yeah.
We've done a few other things with you guys as well. Yeah. So we've been in the mix for quite a while.
For a hot minute, for sure.
I think we all do a lot of shows, a lot of markets, that's for sure.
So I'm very glad to have you guys join us here.
Thanks for having us.
But you guys been part of the community for a while. What we like to do here before we get started into the conversation, we want to know how you guys got started with everything in your maker journey. So it looks like you're over here pointing at Robi.
I don't know why she's pointing at me. I have no idea.
I guess you're starting us off, Robi.
Yeah.
Well, the funny thing is the way we got into it was COVID, like a lot of people. And we've been noticing like some candy trends on TikTok. So the reality is we started doing freeze-dried candy first.
Okay.
We were strongman freeze-dried treats first. And then so we did that for a couple of years.
Yep.
And then we are really into vintage. So we collect glass, we collect barware, all kinds of good vintage stuff. So we're like, well, why don't we start doing that as well? So that's how the Whole Kat and Caboodle started doing vintage. And then my amazing wife here, who's also a clothes maker, clothier, custom maker extraordinaire, decided she's going to make, of course.
Thank you. I'll take it.
Right. Decided she wanted to start making things as well. So that expanded out what we were doing with the Whole Kat and Caboodle. We kind of moved away from the candy and started doing a lot more vintage, a lot more custom clothes, started doing the flannels. We make our super cool candles now. So we just basically went from one to a different thing, but we're able to be way more creative. We upcycle everything. We make everything. Pretty much everything we sell, we find we upcycle, other than the wax we actually buy for the candles. Everything else, our whole model is on upcycle, reusing. You use one of our candles, you wash it out and reuse the glass. You like some of our clothes that we find, we customize them. Another life is come out of things that are, being given away or thrown away supposedly.
Making it to the
that's how we got here.
Yeah,
kind of the same journey you guys do.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it sounds very similar, especially when you talk about collecting vintage. That's kind of how Derek started selling vintage cameras, because his collection grew so large that we couldn't contain it all, let's just say.
Yes, our glass collection grew so large when we finally got it all out. We're like, we still have stuff in totes.
We'd had stuff in totes for 10 years because we had no space to display it.
Yeah.
This sounds familiar.
Yeah. It's a true conversation. And then it truly just morphed from vintage into clothing, and then it became more into, oh, I have a closet full of stuff I don't use right now, and I'm really struggling with throwing it away. So you make it happen.
For audio listeners, the visual people watching, you guys can actually see there's some of the candles here on set here that you guys brought for us, which we're very grateful for you guys bringing them here. But for visual or for audio listeners, we have a beer glass here and one of your cocktail pieces. They're very awesome. They're very realistic there, but you guys can't drink them. They are they are
Hot
candles.
wax would not taste good, and you'd have to explain that to somebody.
They look like a beer. They smell like a beer. No hangover guarantee, but I would not drink it.
I can tell you, we do the candles and we go to markets all the time. One of my favorite ones, we did one of the markets at Gateway, and I had a big old tray of the beer candles out and a tiered tray of the cocktails, and some dude walks across the Gateway, and I can see him walking, like determination walking, and he comes over and he steps at the table and he goes, "You tricked me." And I was like, "No." He goes, "That looks like a beer." And I was like, "It sure does." And it just is a candle. And he goes, "You tricked me." And I was like, "No, I really didn't." And I was like, I'm going, we live in the glorious state of Utah. There's a rule here. This is my great workaround.
That's too funny.
And then he stomped off.
Wasn't happy with that answer.
No, he was not. But yeah. It's definitely a conversation at every market.
I'm sure.
You guys are doing a lot of markets because it seems like I see you guys from your social like almost every weekend. But how often are you guys at like a market selling your guys' wares?
Almost every weekend.
so the social is true.
It's true because markets happen on the weekend. Monday through Friday, we're making and creating. So your hustle is different during the week because we're home Monday through Friday. Our work week is Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it truly is a different mindset. Yeah. But you make it work.
I think the last 3 years we've averaged close to 60 markets a year.
Awesome. That is like,
so it's almost every weekend, a couple every weekend, kind of like.
But
But that doesn't
duty
include like
too.
multiple day markets and stuff either. So
I mean, there's some days when, oops, I double booked this and we're at two separate markets.
We're two different markets.
So do you have enough now that you can do two separate setups? You can be at two markets on the same day, you know?
Yes and no.
Yes and no. It just, I mean, the markets are real, but at the same time, we do consignments now. So we have stuff in shops all over the valley. So when you have stuff in different locations like the Neighborhood Hive or Oliver and Princess for Vintage, or even like Kinda Sad at Church and State, your stuff is spread out. And that's making you that passive money,
right? Even
though you still have to go and restock and fluff your booth and everything. That's inventory that you can't use, so you still got to keep making.
Yep.
So do we ever have enough? Is that possible?
But I mean, we have enough where we can easily do a vintage market and a craft market in the same, because it's not the same. But even if we're in two different craft markets, we're at the spot now where, we're running about 75 to 80 flannels at a time. When we go to shows, another 30 pieces of custom made denim jackets and jeans and overalls.
It's a lot.
Plus the candles. Like we make a lot of stuff. And like I said, it's all upcycled stuff. And
it goes back to that Monday through Friday. Yeah. Everybody has the traditional Monday through Friday, and they have the weekends off. Our traditional is we work really hard Saturday and Sunday, and we are working.
I was going to
say,
say,
don't want to devalue that.
So
we're
hold
still
on,
working.
Yeah, you're working.
But it's not a chore. Because sometimes when I go to work, it's a chore.
It's still a chore. Like it's still a chore. Don't.
But if you ain't having fun, you probably shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, I mean, we're having fun. To be fair, we are having fun, but it's still a chore.
Yeah, but see, I still enjoy doing it. So it's the mindset. It's like, if it becomes something I don't enjoy, then I have to reevaluate why.
Yeah.
And it's like, talking to Logan, it's another one. You take that step back going, why am I not happy? But if you're not finding joy, find it.
Yeah, it is one of those things where we're like, I do find myself when there's like certain things we're making and I stop having that joy, like you're saying, I won't make that thing for a while. And I will come back to it maybe later. with it, but I will like find a new thing to make. And then it's like, oh, you know what? I miss making that thing again. And I come back to it. Like, I don't ever stop making those pieces, but like I might get bored with it a little bit. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm not really feeling this thing after all, like for a little bit. And then like, that's okay. But like, I find the things that I'm making, I want to continue making them, but I get that. I totally understand those things. And then there's times where I'm like, you know what? I made that. I'm done with it. I don't need to make it again. And it's like, I made it. I put it up there.
I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah. That, right. And so, but even during the week, you guys have to find your stuff, source your things. 100%. You have to go through like, but even that's fun too. Like going out, sourcing the materials, finding the glasses, finding the vintage pieces.
Thrifting in general is kind of fun because you run into your friends.
Yeah.
And it's not just thrifting. It's like a quick social hour and catch up with your friend along the way. And everyone goes, really? And I was like, we all run the same circle. We all shop at the same stores.
And you're feeding that hunger you have to collect things or go find things for thrifting and whatnot. You know, and it's almost easier in a way where it's like, I know I'm looking for these exact things. I know I'm looking for beer glasses, or I know I'm looking for new graphics for flannels or something. And then like, it's fun to try to hunt those specific things and find the coolest ones you can and stuff. You know, you guys know what I mean.
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
You guys upcycle the same kind of things, right?
Yeah.
So you're always looking for the cool thing, the cool fabric, the cool whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be cool on a shirt.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know. So that's half the fun.
It's the treasure hunt.
The hunt, treasure hunt. Yeah.
It's like,
sure.
I would clock out and I'm like, hey, I'm going to go to my chiropractor real quick. I clock out at my day job and everything, go to the chiropractor, and the DI was right across from the chiropractor. And I'd go over there and like, I'm like, I've got an extra like 10-15 minutes. And then like, I basically like have a like, okay, I'm going to hit this area, hit it there. And I'd walk back into like work, and I'd walk in and they're like, hey, check out this guitar I found. And they're like, what? And like at work, there's an amp and there's like a full pedal board and everything plugged in because everyone at work plays guitar. And they're like, you just found that for like $50? And then they plug it in and everybody stops what they're doing. They're all jamming on it. They're like, how did you find this? Like, I found like the other day, I found like an Epiphone SG like special like for $60. And it's like, I don't know, you find them, they're like $300 guitars kind of thing. And then they're like, you found that for $50. I'm like, yeah, you just got to go to the thrift store. Like, I'm like, I just went for a chiropractor. Chiropractor takes five minutes. Yeah. I got it. I'm like, I'm clocked out at work. You're like, they don't
I had
get
the time.
Yeah, I was like,
I'm on my lunch.
Yeah, I'm on my lunch. It's fine. No big deal. They're not mad at me. They're just pissed off that I found such a great deal.
Yeah, but
you guys can do it too. Like, you guys don't have to sit here.
Leave
like,
the
you guys
building.
are just sitting there smoking on the dock. Like, that's your guys' fault for just smoking. You guys could have went and found a cool guitar
and still smoked.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, but it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, it's like, why not go do that?
Yeah. And there's so much stuff out there. There's so many places that you can find stuff for cheap. And if you think outside the box, especially if you're creative, which I know like everybody that comes on here is, and you guys are, if you think outside the box, you can come up with all kinds of really fun stuff that nobody else sees. You're like, oh, that would look really cool on this. Or if I took these things and put them together. A lot of people don't see that until it's done.
Yeah.
Which I guess is good for creatives. It gives us somebody to sell things to. But yeah, it's super fun. The treasure hunt is a big part of it for sure.
Yeah. Finding the materials and finding the like just the things you're like, oh, no one's looking at it this way. That's always the fun thing kind of stuff. It's like we play with RC cars and I'm like, okay, how can I make this into a crawler course kind of thing? You're like, everyone's looking at it as like, that's just a cat like scratch. I'm like, no, I'm going to take that and like make it into something my rock crawler can crawl. You look at it differently for sure. But that comes from our production background of like how can we make this into like a set piece? And it goes back to like watching all the little documentaries of like how they like kit bashed all these pieces to make movie sets and stuff. It's like, yeah, don't look at things the way everyone else looks at it. Look at it differently, because it's like this like small little thing is like a doohickey that like is now an antenna for something else. And like, you just got to paint it a different color. And like, no one's questioning that it was this like a piece of something else. It's like, now it's an antenna on your spacecraft kind of thing. That's a cool thing about make-believe. Yeah.
Yep.
It's a cool thing about being nerds.
Yeah, right?
100%.
100%.
Yep.
But let's get back to you guys a little bit. Your maker stuff started in the COVID era kind of thing. When did you guys decide to get into the market world? So what with like COVID opened back up? Was it, hey, I've got all this freeze dried candy, let's start selling it? Because
immediately.
It was that, and then truly COVID was like the beginning of the year, and like by November, December that year, things kind of, let's go do markets. So we dabbled at Urban Flea for a minute and did vintage there, and I was like, this is kind of cool. Dude, we're selling a lot of our crap.
The funny thing, the first thing we ever did was a high school track meet.
Well,
We got
With
invited
freeze-dried
by
candy.
someone else
okay.
to bring candy to a high school track meet.
I was like,
Freeze-dried
that seems
candy.
like such a weird, but okay, freeze dried candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we found
High
out in
school
about
candy,
5
yeah.
minutes, you better have a credit card machine. So-
Nobody has cash anymore.
There's no cash. But yeah, like we did candy a lot for like
Yeah.
the first year and a
Like,
half,
solid.
and then we started doing vintage,
Right.
and then vintage. To be completely honest, like we saw the trend in the candy being a 5-year trend, which it was,
Mhm.
because it's
Yeah.
over now.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's not big anymore.
I mean, Harvest Right is still making a lot of money off their freeze dryers.
Yeah.
Right. Different reasons now.
Right.
Well, our friends over at South of Salsa, they're doing the freeze-dried salsa.
yeah.
And different
Yeah.
people still use the machines.
What?
But we kind of knew that was going to fade out. So we were like, okay, what are we going to progress into next? So it was easy to start moving into the vintage because we were already super interested. And literally, we had a house full of vintage stuff already. So we didn't even have to go shop for things to try to sell at markets.
You're like, what can I get rid of and get more stuff for myself? And like, because
Yeah.
what's fun is like, it's the same thing for us with my cameras. It's like, okay, I'm going to get rid of some of my cameras and I'm going to get more cameras for myself.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I can
So
see
you
like, hey,
justify it.
let's get
Yeah.
rid of some of the vintage
Yeah.
that I don't necessarily want as much, but I can get more vintage for myself.
For sure.
Kind of thing. And I see it with all kinds of vintage sellers. Like, it's like, okay, I'm bored with this vintage that I've had for a while. I'm gonna get the new vintage that I want. Here's how I get rid of it. Because it's like you have this stuff that has value to somebody. So like I can either just donate it out to the thrift store and someone else gonna make money off of it,
Yep.
or I'm like, wait, I can make money off.
I
of
can
this.
try and sell this
Yeah,
and
for
make
sure.
money.
And
And
then-
somebody's going to pay me for this?
Yeah.
And I only spent $1?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do a
Yeah.
little bit of legwork and you're like, oh wait, hold on. There's
Right.
there's some money to
Yeah.
be made here.
Yeah. And then
for
we
sure.
specialize in like mid-century modern glass, Murano glass, hand-blown stuff. But then we specialize also in barware and men's vintage clothes, which a lot of
Which is
people
hard.
don't dabble in too much,
Yeah.
the men's clothes. So we specifically try to find men's clothes. We do women's clothes too, of course. But like we try to find men's clothes because almost no one else is doing it. So there's even these little niches in the thrift game and in the vintage
Right.
selling game that you can still take advantage of,
for sure.
especially if you
Yeah.
have a good eye for things, you know. And again, like we just went with what we like. So we sell barware and glassware and that kind of thing because that's what we really like too, you know. So, but then we transitioned into doing the custom clothes and the upcycled flannels and everything as well. So that, and part of that was figuring out different ways we can get into different markets that weren't really open to us before. Because you might be really good at vintage, but there's a lot of markets that aren't really open to vintage, and you don't do well as a vintage dealer there.
Right.
So we wanted to move more into like the homemade, the handmade, the
makers.
craft, the makers, yeah. Because we're both crafty, and we made
We
stuff
are.
like I made stuff like remember I was telling you earlier, like I used to
Questionable.
hand make skis. Like Kathy's always done a lot of sewing and being creative and painting. She's a really good painter. So there's like all kinds. I've done photography a bunch. So there's always these creative things we've done. So it was kind of just a normal pathway for us to go on.
Yeah. Nope, and everybody does it. You find what path you want to take.
Right. Well, and I think a lot of artists too will find that like you find the things that you're interested in, you just kind of keep following that path, almost like breadcrumbs, and it just kind of like keeps bringing you towards like your audience, what you want to make, and you find the people find you what they want to buy, and it's just you meet in the middle.
And not only that, you create a community of friends and vendors.
Mhm.
And from that, we go from just being makers to now being a market host. That was the next natural step that happened after being vendors and makers for several years.
After doing 200 and something markets,
The next thing you do is, what do you do next that helps support the community? And you become a market host and start hosting markets everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, not everywhere, but just at the gateway.
Hi guys, it's Acadia from 111 Threads. Yeah, that new shop in Sugar House, a place where you can find alterations, clothing repair, upcycled fashion, and tons of local artists. Come in Wednesday to Saturday, 11 to 7 p.m. at 1956 South, 1100 East, across from the Sugar House Post Office. You can also apply to be a vendor, check alterations bookings, and more on 111threads.com. Be sure to check us out on our Instagram at 111.threads. Thanks for supporting local artists, and I'll see you in the shop soon.
We'll get back to the episode real quick, but in case you haven't heard yet, we started a Patreon to help support the podcast with 2-tier options to choose from. We're telling you this because we're starting a new segment on the show where we're taking questions from our patrons and answering them right here with our guest. This will be available for both paid and free members, so head over to patreon.com/steadfastrebels to sign up and support the show, or follow the links in the description. Now back to the show. What was that urge to start like hosting a market? Why did you feel that was your next like evolution in what you guys were doing?
So it was an interesting conversation. The Bohemian Bums first started in May of 2024 with Lulu and Landon. We were vendors at one of their first markets, and we stayed vendors throughout the years. Last year, we ran into each other at the grocery store. She goes, "I'm tired, and I want to do something else, and we're leaving soon. We're moving." I went, "Okay, let's talk." And we chatted, and this is where I am.
Yeah, it kind of made sense because it was sort of the next evolutionary step of doing something. It was truly the next
natural progression from being a vendor to being a market host, because all of us know each other. Mm-hmm. We all want to have a place to vend, and through this summer, I got to hear the other side of it. Mm-hmm. As being a host, I got to hear the vendor side of it. Still being a vendor, it was like, oh, those are real concerns. Those are real questions and things that we need to look at going forward. And with the Bohemian only being a summer season, going from May to October, what happens to all of us as a maker and a vendor? Mm-hmm. For the winter, not much happens.
Yeah.
It gets harder to harder for us to sell. And the conversation was,
we're like, why don't we try to run it during the winter the first time and see what happens, which is what we've done this winter. You know, for the first time, it went through, and we expanded it out to the first and third Sunday to where it gives vendors a lot more opportunity to get out there and get their products and their crafts and their jewelry and clothes and food and everything out in front of people that, you know, they might not have had that chance before. We're very vendor forward. We're very vendor friendly at our markets because we're vendors first. Like, we try to make the load in and load out super easy.
You've been to Gateway
We try to
for a
make
market.
things super easy.
We have not actually.
Haven't.
Really?
Yeah.
Come down on 19th and just see it. April 19th, we have one coming up on April 19th. Yeah. But like, we're very friendly to the vendors. We want them to be successful. Because I'll be completely honest, running markets, we're not making tons of money. You're living high on the hog at all, not one bit.
But there are market hosts that do.
There's market hosts who do, but those are the people who are putting in 10 people doing the same thing and have 300 vendors. We don't want to be that. Mm-hmm. We don't think that's fair to vendors. We don't think that's good business. If you have so many people vying for the same dollar, you're not going to be successful. You're just not. We want the vendors to be successful first, because then that makes the market successful. Yeah. You know, we'll make money if we can start getting really good curated vendors who want to do our market. As long as we're breaking even, it's cool. It gives an opportunity to everybody. I mean, I know it's a little thing, but we even go as far as having we call it the Boho Continental Breakfast. So when you come do the Bohemian, we have freshly made coffee, we have pastries, we have fruit, we have hard-boiled eggs, we have cheese, we have all this stuff for the vendors.
How well do you take care of yourself on the morning of the market?
Yeah.
Well, Derek's actually a really good chef, so he'll make us like breakfast burritos.
Historically,
we have Juniper, so we also try to pack like food and snacks throughout the day because I know she's gonna need snacks.
Most vendors are.
No, it's true.
I was just as guilty. I would remember coffee, but I would go, "Oh God, I'm all set up, and now I have a bag of candy."
Yeah, when you're gonna have a 5:30 in the morning, like, you don't want to make breakfast.
Yeah, so like this, and it's a we come from a production background, so like it's one of those things for us that like we have to start production and like make sure we start off right. And this is a hard thing for a lot of other vendors that don't have that like background that we have, where it's like we're used to being on set where like there's food there's like making sure like everybody's taken care of on set, making sure like everybody's right, because like if you're not like in the right mindset, production starts to fail very quickly, kind of thing. And so like for me, like breakfast in the morning, making sure we're having the right stuff going forward, making sure like there's like snacks packed for us properly,
Yep.
making sure we're having lunch. Like for us, like, and I know it's not as always easy for everybody, like that's budget wise and everything. Like I make sure we eat right when we're at like shows. I make sure we have like a dinner. Like I know like we're spending a little bit more on food kind of thing, but like that's always a thing for us because like we're doing this stuff because we want to be better for us kind of thing, but like we're also having fun with what we're doing,
Right.
and so we want to like let's go have food from a food truck kind of thing. It's going to cost us a little bit and take out of our budget a little bit, but like we're also doing this to have fun. So like
and support the food vendors that are at
supporting
markets
other
as well.
vendors.
yeah,
Yeah.
kind of thing. So like I also like those are things like we go up to like BCC Flea for their thing. We're packing breakfast burritos kind of thing because I'm like we're like I know it's an early market, but like I'm making like fresh tortillas in the morning. We're making
Nice.
fresh like bacon.
We're
like,
coming to your house.
yeah.
We're gonna
What's
be
that?
One thing you
we're
don't
gonna
have
be
to
at
worry
BCC
about.
Fleet before Sunday every month.
One thing you don't have to worry about with us is food. Like we eat well.
So like those are things like that's just again that's a mindset that I've always
Yeah.
had because of like
Yeah.
one of those kind of things. So we are a weird exception to,
Yeah.
to the case.
But
in
it's
those
funny
kind of things.
because even when they check in at the Bohemian on Sunday, when they check in with us,
Yeah.
he has a little spiel with them, and they come down to see me, and I have another little spiel, and you might get a hug, and then the grumpies get. I know which grumpy ones are coming, and I'm just like, oh, here comes my favorite, and I give him a hug, and I was like, when you're done, go get some coffee.
Yeah, but it is always an interesting thing to like see how everyone's routine is in the morning because it is always I know I'm an exception to the rule in that kind of thing because I've been raised like slightly different because of my background of what I've done and everything, but it is always funny to see those kind of things like you know who's coming in a little flustered because they're not morning people. You
know
kind-
which vendor is running late already, and their mind was a different place, and it's funny to watch the setup process.
Oh yeah,
morning.
for sure.
Like it goes from nothing to oh my god, where did everybody come from all of a sudden?
Yeah.
And it just automatically just fills in, and everybody's chatting, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
It
like,
just happens.
I have a thing like all of our stuff's like bagged and labeled, and I have so many different things. Like all of our like tools are all organized. I always have this like it's a military thing. I've never been in the military, but it's a 1 is none kind of thing, and a 2 is 1. So like we have 2 markers, we have 2 pairs of scissors, we have multiple things of tape. Like, but also comes from like film production where it's like we have multiple rolls of gaff tape. Like people need scissors. Like I have like people come ask us for like things, and I was like, oh, I have stuff. I hear people like in vendors next to us. I don't have this. I'm like, I have some.
Yeah.
Like, I can help you. Like I always want to like I don't want to ever be like the person like eavesdropping on other people's conversation, but I'm like, I can help. Here you
That's
go.
awesome.
Like I always have my multi-tool on me. I always have things like in my car has paracord. I always have
Better than a Boy Scout.
Yeah, and I've never done Boy Scouts. Like, but it's that thing of like being on set for so many things. Like you always have. Like I always joked. Like I always wanted to be like Christy never let me have it, but I always wanted a utility belt walking around like with all the.
I never
stuff.
actively stopped you.
They're called fanny packs now.
Yeah, I know, but like
Fanny
I still don't want a fanny pack. Like it's still that's.
It doesn't have to be a fanny
I
pack.
know, but it still seems a little dorky. Like
I let you get the vest, okay? You had the vest, full of pockets.
so like on set, I did have a vest and everything, but I did have pockets filled with stuff. But, but that was only allowed on set. Like
That's funny.
This is true.
But
You're not allowed to wear it around the house. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
So you're not the type that just like bundles up your clothes and throws them in the car?
no.
No.
I like pre-game pack everything. Like, it's just like everything's rolled
Vacuum
out.
sucks them all down and everything
yeah,
like
it's
that.
vacuum
we
bag.
are,
and
we are
nice.
known.
Yeah.
We are known in our families for like being prepared.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Like everything's like labeled and packed and everything. Like there's
We're coming
Yeah.
here in the zombie apocalypse. Just so you know.
yeah.
Probably a safe bet.
You have 2 of everything and then 2 of those.
Yeah. It's like it's again that 1 is none, 2 is 1 kind of mentality of things. Yeah. But it is again exception to the rule. That's not everybody. But I mean that's great that you guys are offering those kind of things for vendors to give it a little bit easier on those mornings because it is not always the easiest
No,
thing.
it isn't.
And it is for a lot of people sometimes it's their first show.
I
It
was
can
just
be,
gonna say
it could
that.
be a little nerve wracking.
Yeah, we mark down on our list, on our vendor list, if it's their first show or not. So when you show up, we know it.
Yeah.
So by the time they pull up and talk to me, like I already look on the list and go, they're brand new.
Yeah.
So I have to kind of give them the full spiel of everything. And then like I'll get on the walkie and then tell her, okay, well, they're coming. So then she like meets them at the door.
I meet him at the door.
Tells them, shows them where their space is. It's like, cause some people, it can be
It's a lot.
very
Your
hard
first
if it's your
market when
first
you don't
time.
have any
Yeah.
idea of what happens now. I signed up and these people took my money and now I showed up. Now
Mhm.
what?
Yeah.
I have
Yeah,
this
it can be
car
very
full of stuff.
intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I get them and I was like, most of the time if I know you're a first vendor, I put you next to somebody who's vended many a times. So that way there's a quick connect. And then I was like, this is Jane. This is Sue. You guys are booth mates.
Do you
Make
want
it
to who has grown into that role really well? It's Thane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thane used to be very quiet
Yeah.
and not really like talk. And then the more he does it, the like more confident he's got.
Oh my
And now we
goodness.
set up the new artist by him
Yeah.
on purpose. Because he comes out and he helps them and talks to them about their display and
Yeah,
like
he
works them.
does. And
Like
it's-
he's so good with people now. It's amazing.
so funny
Good
because
for
it goes
him.
back to it's a community of vendors wanting to be there and be successful.
Yeah.
And none of us want to gatekeep because it does
Yeah.
happen. But at the end of the day, there's enough for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And we're all going to have a good time doing this.
Yeah.
So let's just keep doing and just be kind.
Yeah, we've had this discussion before. I think most of the people who are there gatekeeping aren't there that long.
No, they're not.
Yeah, and it's most of the people who are there trying to build the community are there, like lifers.
Yeah. For the long haul.
Yeah,
For the long haul. And you go, we all know each other's. We may not know your name for
Yeah.
a hot minute, but we know what you do.
we know your
We know
brand.
the
I
name
was
of your
like,
business.
we know your-
Yeah.
We know
exactly.
your
We
business.
know
I know your
IG.
Instagram handle
Yeah.
if I don't remember your actual name.
Yeah.
I see you at
I'm bad
markets.
at that. I'm bad at that.
I'm the
I
worst
will
with
honestly
names,
say
so.
I'm bad at that.
Yeah.
I
We're
know
the
your
worst.
brand. I don't know your
Yeah.
name. It's like, oh, you're so and so from like the brand.
Yeah.
I
This
don't
was
know
always-
your name, but
He was always, you're Kathy's husband?
yeah.
Yeah. No, and then it's always like, you guys are married?
And I'd be like, I don't know how people would miss that because he'd always be in the booth with me. We'd be at the same markets together, and they're going, and I would be just shaking my head. I was like, yeah, we're always together.
Oh, I never noticed that. Right?
I was like, maybe it's because I'm never at my booth.
Yeah.
Because, I'm that social butterfly at every single market going, how's your day going? Blah, 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 blah.
So funny story about that. We've had a couple different vendor friends come up to us at different markets when we were vending by ourselves and be like, I'm so glad I just figured out who you were because I saw that you were selling beer candles and cocktail candles just like my friend Kat. And I was going to come over here and kick your ass for doing that. And I'm like, no, wait a minute. That's my wife, And the
We're the
is-
same
the same thing
business.
has happened to her. Like somebody will see me with selling them and then like later on see her be like, oh, that's very that's like somebody else I've seen, And like they get mad and then they realize who it is and it's super funny. But it's like which makes me happy because our vendor friends are looking out for us.
Yeah,
at least,
yeah.
So-
See, they're about to be able to like
Yeah,
mad
yeah,
dog
same,
you.
same name, same, yeah. But I love it. Like it's happened a couple times.
Yeah.
It's funny, and it's specifically about the beer and cocktail candles. Yeah,
And it's funny when they tell me that. I was like, dude, thank you.
Yeah, thank
It makes me
you.
feel good that other vendors are looking out for you.
Mhm.
And you just shake your head going, yep, this is what it is.
vendor community is real. It's fun. I mean,
Uh-huh.
they do care. They care about you. I mean, they may not be your day to day friends. Some of them have grown into day to day friends.
Mhm.
But like, I don't know. Like a lot of people that do it are just good people.
Yeah,
They're
absolutely.
just good people.
Yeah, it's one of those things where I might not see some of the vendors for a few months in between a show that I don't catch back up with them, but I can go to that show again and then be like, oh, hey, how you doing? Catch back up with them. And it feels like you just saw them last week kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's really great to see. And that we were having conversation before we got started on camera kind of thing. This community feels so different here than it does anywhere else. We've had this conversation on camera with every guest on here when we have this conversation. I don't know what it is here about the Salt Lake artist community, how welcoming it is, how accepting it is, but it's so different. And I don't know how to explain it to outsiders that aren't inside of it, aren't doing it, aren't here involved with it.
Yeah.
It is.
It's its own thing.
Yeah.
And there's a special sauce, and
I think
it's
we have
not Jello.
Yeah, it's not Jello, even though we love it here.
And
We
it's not
love
fry
it
sauce
here.
either.
I
Can't
was
be
gonna-
either one of those.
I was gonna say, I think part of it is the upbringing here in general. You have people growing here that they're good people, whether in their predominant religion is here or not. I think a lot of people grow up with a kind of the same, not agreements, but like just, hey, like this is how you should live. You don't have to be mean. You don't have to be, because Utah. I mean, I've grown up here my whole life. Has always had a really big, vibrant underground scene.
Yeah.
And that comes directly from the dominant religion that's here and telling the kids, you can't listen to this or you can't do this. I think the art community comes out a lot of that.
Of the pushback.
You
from
can't
it.
tell me
Right.
what I
Yeah.
can do. But within that community, everybody's still been brought up to where like they're good people. They're
Yeah.
nice. You know, you don't need to be mean to people. But yeah, the underground scene has always been big, whether it's been music or art or the LGBTQ community. Like it's always been really big here for such a conservative. And Utah's not conservative anymore. If you think Utah's conservative now, it's really not. Not like the 70s. It's not. It's just interesting. The people here just seem to be friendlier because I think that's just kind of how they were raised, maybe a little
Yeah.
bit, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's definitely as people who moved from Southern California, like it always kind of takes me a little by surprise when I'm like out, for a walk with Juniper or the dogs, whatever, and people are just like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" Or like, and to the point where like they'll want to stop and chat, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, yeah, we're doing this. Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you." Like, okay,
Yeah.
cool. But then I go back to California, and I'm like, "Oh, people are like in their own worlds. They're in a hurry. They're not like." It's just a different pace. It's a definitely a different vibe for sure. And then you feel it in the community, the art community for sure. Like it feels very tight knit. I've said it before. Like I love the fact that we can bring Juniper and she's happy to like see our vendor friends. And we have like kind of created this like little vendor art market community family for her that she's just like, oh, we're going to see so-and-so. Is so-and-so going to be there? Like it's so much fun to like
It's
have
a
that.
fun, safe bubble too.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like everybody there is going to be watching out with the little kids.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would kind of have to say, like, you don't know people, but I would have to think that if you're some kind of weird freak, you're not going to make it long in the market community. You're going to get snuffed. You're getting snuffed out. Don't say that. Sniffed out. You're going to get. Sorry, I didn't say that. Did I? Did I say that?
Different. Edit.
Could be.
Please edit.
Different kind of freak. Sorry.
Sorry about that. But you know what I'm saying. Like, I have a feeling that if you're some kind of complete weirdo, you're not going to last too long in a community like of the markets and whatnot, because people can sniff that out.
Yeah.
Yes, they know when they're. When there's an oddball in the group.
Yeah.
Even though we're all weird,
There's
we're
always that
just
one that
balance
just.
out.
Yeah,
Weird.
we're good. We're good. Let's make it all work out. Weird.
Yeah.
But there's always that. You can go to a market, and there's going to be all your friends, and then there's that one off that you're trying to include. You've seen them at other markets, but you're still trying to include them into the bigger picture, and they just still stand off. And you can do everything you possibly can. You can even buy from them. They still don't want to be a part of it, and there's no way to get them to be that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's weird to see it.
Yeah, we've talked about this also, where the people who like just don't want to like be part of it, like again, they just aren't gonna be part of it. Like it's not difficult to like everybody's so accepting, and it's so like if you're going to like just huff and puff and like it's not gonna work out for you kind of thing, because like it's about the community, and like when you want to fight the community it's not gonna work kind of thing, because
well, and I think people also at some point then realize like, oh, maybe this isn't the place for me. Like they realize that this isn't like the right fit,
Like,
and find somewhere else to be.
I can't remember a time at all the markets we've done where there's been somebody that's gone in with such a poor attitude and I've seen them back at a show. Kind of thing.
Right.
And so like everybody who I've seen come into all the shows have had such a positive like attitude towards what they're doing and want to have like success and want to see, and they've come back again even if it was a bad show. Like they've had like this is like, oh, it wasn't great, but they're coming back again,
Mhm.
kind of thing. And so like everybody, I can't, and it might just be because I don't remember the bads.
But
But
like you said, I don't think they last.
they don't last.
Yeah,
well, they don't
last. Because I think you have to have a positive attitude, right? Like, none of us are getting rich. We're not doing this
No.
for the money, right?
Right.
Like, but we're doing it because it allows us to do things that we love, and that's the whole point, right? So clearly, if someone has a bad attitude, they're not doing it right. Like, right, they're not on the right thing. They're not in
Yeah.
the right.
Yeah.
They're not in the right space for them.
They should find another outlet for
Yeah.
whatever they're trying to find in their life.
Which
Because
hopefully they do.
yeah, and hopefully they do. Yeah, I don't wish any bad on anybody. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want you not to eat. I just don't want you eating at my table. You can go someplace else. You know.
But I do want to talk. This is your guys' full-time gig, right? Like, are you guys doing other stuff besides the art and market and everything like that, or is this your full-time running the
So-
art stuff?
That's an interesting conversation that we're getting to. Yes, it is a full-time gig for Robbie, and it is a part-time gig for me, because the reality is when you're hosting markets and you're brand new for your first season, you have to cover the bill still.
Okay,
Mhm.
so that
And
is
And that's an honest conversation,
Yeah,
and that's where we are. So I chose to go back to work.
yeah. I mean, we're in the same
Yeah.
boat, kind
So-
of thing. Like,
and it's a real quick conversation, and yes, that is real, but I don't mind because I know there's an ultimate goal at the end of this.
yeah, and that's the same gig we're in right now. Like, it's Christy's full time for us to running everything here. I'm running full time like real work outside of this kind of thing to pay the bills, and like hopefully at some point we're able to like both full time doing our art
I
stuff.
mean, we tried it
and
for 2
everything.
years,
Yeah,
and it was working, but at the same time, the Bohemian was that I will do anything. I will die on that stone for the Bohemian at this point, because I truly believe in what we're doing and what the potential it has for the vendors in our community. So I'm going to do what I need to do and to keep making it work.
Our store we had was tough.
Yeah, and
we
we
had
had
a
a
store
store
for a
too.
year, and
That-
like honestly, like it's really hard to make it in any of these stores on your own.
Mhm.
The majority of people that have brick and mortars, I think, are successful because they have other people in there that brought their products in because they're working
111
together.
Threads.
You know,
Mhm. Yeah.
Perfect example.
we didn't have that because one, it was a small space, and we thought we were somewhere like where there was a lot of traffic, and there was. The problem is you couldn't get anyone to get out of their car. And so for a year, like when you're covering this extra bill, like it put us more in the hole than obviously we wanted.
Mhm.
So that made everything like tougher than it should have been. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
But no,
but that's a year past now, and like the Bohemian's starting to get cranked back up. We're starting to get the farmers getting ready to start coming back in
Yeah.
because their crops are coming in. So like things are, they're on the up. They're
Yeah.
they're on the up, But it's like
our summer season for the Bohemian starts on May 3rd. We already our last winter market is April 19th, so just in a couple weeks.
inside.
Inside at the Gateway.
Inside.
We chose to be inside for winter because we thought we would have winter, but that never happened in the glorious state of Utah. And that's okay.
It was
Yeah.
good. It was fine.
such a crazy
So-
season.
yeah,
of
I
summer
know.
this year. Yeah.
So weird.
This year was wild.
There was many Sundays when we're at the Gateway going, God, it's like 75 degrees outside. You should host the market outside. And I was like, we're inside. We have to be inside. That's what we committed to. May 3rd, we move outside. So yeah, we move outside in May. We're outside at the plaza from May 3rd till October 18th.
Awesome.
So yeah, we're excited. It's going to be a fun summer season. We've had this will be our third summer.
Mhm.
So we have the history there. It's just building up a winter.
And you said first and third Sunday of every month?
First and third
Yes.
Sunday of most months.
May, there's an extra day.
This is true.
May,
This
we
is
got a
true.
bonus Sunday.
We
because
stole
it's
we
fifth
stole
Sunday.
the
First, third, and
extra.
fifth.
First, third, and fifth because it was a bonus. And then the month of June, we're only there June 7th. And then there's another month we're there only one day
Right.
of the month.
We take most of the bigger holidays off. Like with Easter coming up, there's not one coming up. That's why there's not one till the 19th. And then it's like Mother's Day or something, right?
I don't remember.
It's something like that.
It's one of those.
Yeah.
And then it's August for at least one of the dates or two of the dates. We're gonna move back inside because it's insanely hot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So we were like, let's go back inside and like not kill the vendors because you can melt.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's bad out there.
And
It's
I'm
hot,
conscious
so.
of that because
Yeah.
as a vendor, I'm like, I'm melting.
Yeah.
And this
so-
year we have little fans for all of our vendors. That way, when it truly gets too hot, I can walk around and pass out of fans so you can cool yourself off.
we walk around with a wagon full of water. We do all kinds of dumb stuff. Dogs are always always welcome unless it's super hot. I mean, we don't want them to burn their feet, but like dogs are always welcome, that kind of thing.
It's fun to watch the dogs at the fountain.
Mm-hmm.
Have you taken Juniper to the fountain there?
Not yet, but it is. We
Oh,
haven't planned yet.
that'd be
It gets a little
fun.
crowded.
Yeah,
for,
it gets
for
a
me.
little
I
crowded.
don't,
Yeah.
I don't
But
know
yeah,
crowds
no,
personally.
But yeah, Lulu and Landon's little girl Kai. That was her thing every
Cobra Kai.
every Sunday at the she was the market kid that would show up in the morning with them.
Uh-huh.
Can I play in the fountain yet? No. Can I play in the fountain yet? No.
Still too early.
And it would have to be the sun has to hit the water before you can get in the fountain because there had to be sun on the
Yeah.
And as soon can I get in the water yet? I was like, go find your mom now.
Market kids.
And I was like, yeah, go find your mom now. I'm not in charge of that part.
I like to always ask makers if they have a tool that really they could not live without. Now, you guys make so many different things and like put your hands on so many different things. So I imagine your tool library is very large. But if there's a tool that you guys like are that like secret little tool that other makers might not think about that like you have in your like tool belt that you can't live without, is there something that really like stands out for you guys? Like my biggest tool, like when I discovered like an awl that like is like marking and poking and everything, that's one of those things that like kind of stands out for me. And that's like one of the things I've shared on here. Like if you get like, it came late into my like tool belt and I'm like, oh, I really love having this thing in my like kit now. But is there a tool for you guys with all the different stuff you make that's like kind of like is always on your table?
I can tell you I love my seam ripper.
Yeah.
Do you know why?
Yeah.
Because I can sit there and pick the things out of the candles too if I need it to.
Yeah. It works for a few
It
different
works for
things.
a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Well,
I can poke stuff.
Well, that's what like an awl
Yeah,
comes into,
yeah.
like that
I was gonna
pokey
say,
little thing, like really
We'll
gets into
also
a lot
get
of
the
stuff.
like little dental like pick tools that are also really good for
yeah.
like weeding vinyl or like picking little things.
No, the
out.
dental tools work, but
Mhm.
yeah, mine truly is the seam ripper because it's and because I bought one from one of the vendors at one of the markets.
Yeah.
So it's on a knife handle.
So it's like a
With-
butter knife handle that he's cutting
So it's
the
big
blade
enough for
off
me to
of.
hold in my hand correctly.
And then he's
Oh.
mounted the ripper in the handle that's left.
Yeah.
So
So
you
you
can
have this
actually
big
hold it.
extended.
So it's a custom one.
Oh, they're
So you can hold it.
killer.
We've seen these.
Have we?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
I
he's a
have-
local person
Yeah.
that makes them.
Yeah.
They're
Oh.
cool.
I don't
I
think I've
forget
seen
his name, but he also sews. He
Mhm.
does the pants and the jacket, and he's God. Yes, I
I
can
know.
see his
I
face.
know. I know who you're
I know
talking about,
exactly.
too.
You, yeah.
I bet I'm terrible.
And I can't even think of the name of his business because I've never really known his name of this business.
Maybe I have seen him, but I don't know. That one doesn't stand out to me.
Yeah.
Maybe you.
We were
maybe-
talking. We were talking about it with another person.
Dang it.
I know. Whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, that's
Oh,
probably my favorite.
Were we talking about with Zaina on Blue Stocking? So
No, we're talking about the scissors with her.
That's true.
I have them on my Amazon.
We were
list.
talking about with
What's
someone.
yours?
I don't know
Anyways,
if I really have one beyond that. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm new to the sewing game, so I only learned how to sew last year. So I was doing the other things like I was doing like resin coasters and custom bar trays along with the other stuff, and then like she was doing all the flannels plus all the custom. And literally last year she was like, "Do you think you could learn how to sew?" And I'm like, I mean, I can make stuff. I'm sure I can, right? And she's like, "Do you want to try to take over doing the flannels?" I'm like, "I can." And then she said the wrong thing. "You can find a machine." I went, "Oh."
you get to buy a new
wow.
toy.
So I found myself a nice little Japanese Shinomi, 8100. I kind of like it. Nice, right? So I just learned how to sew on that. So I guess maybe the sewing machine is my new thing.
There you
new
go.
tool that-
Okay.
That's
okay.
but
fair.
yeah,
That's
I took
fair.
over doing the flannels and like I'm good at production. Like once I get stuff set up, like I can rip through stuff.
Nice.
It's from making skis. It's from doing things like
Yeah.
that where you've got to make the same thing over and over again.
Mhm,
So
mhm.
I'm pretty good at that, I guess. But yeah, sewing was my new skill for this last year,
So, yeah,
for sure.
I would say his sewing machine he couldn't live without right now. Or the spray basting.
Oh yeah,
I
spray
like
yeah.
the sticky.
Spray glue.
Yeah, yeah.
I've gotten better not using so much.
I would say I can't stand using that stuff.
Spray tack everywhere.
Oh yeah,
kind
yeah.
of-
I was
It's like-
masking stuff off like I was airbrushing.
I was like, you only need to just do
Yeah,
a
just
little bit.
Oh, I only
just
need a little?
spritz.
I was like,
Oh.
you don't need it all over. You just need like,
Yeah.
are you sure? And I'm like,
Yeah. A little goes a long way. Yeah.
This is not
Yep.
what keeps it on the fabric. Like, no, you got to sew it after that. Oh,
Yeah. needles all gunked up with
Oh,
all the
yeah.
stuff.
Only once.
Yeah.
Only once.
That
I've only
hurts.
broken one needle. I'm okay.
That hurts.
Yeah, no, that all hurts. You just go, yep, we've been down that path many times already.
And now you're gonna buy another pack of needles, and
Yeah. Yeah.
And you just keep the rubbing alcohol right there with the cotton swab.
Every
fine.
flannel, he's over here having to clean the needle. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he's definitely learned. So
Yeah.
he's definitely
better.
yes, he's gotten much better.
It's better.
With the amount of markets that you guys have done, do you guys have a market experience from like someone coming through your booth that has really stuck out with you guys?
Good or bad?
Oh, either or.
either.
I think honestly the one I remember the most, we made it's kind of like a suicide awareness shirt. I don't even remember what the graphic was that we put on it, but I remember we did it specifically for that, and we had a patch that was stitches, and we sewed it down here on the arm
Mm-hmm.
as kind of a thing. And there was a woman that came up who was really taken, but she ended up buying the shirt, obviously, and she was obviously either experienced it herself or someone around her. So it was like a very emotional thing for her, and that one kind of sticks out. It's really interesting when you can make something and people have an emotional response to it. You know, you get lots of laughs. You get
Yeah,
lots
you
of
get
like,
lots of
that's really
laughs.
cute and that's really cool.
Yeah.
But it's interesting when people really connect and are like, oh my God, that reminds me of so and so or a specific thing. So there's been a couple like that, but that's the one I can remember mostly.
Mine goes to when I just give it to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one. And
Yeah.
there was one girl at one of the markets one time. She was just she was a high schooler,
Mm-hmm.
and she was just having a rough day, having a rough moment, and she was picking up a shirt, and she goes, "I just don't have $10."
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Do you have 5?" And she goes, "I don't have anything." And I was like, "Okay, well, here you go." And she just started crying. And I was like, "Oh." And then for a couple markets after that, she always came to the booth just to find me.
Oh, that's seriously
And she
sweet.
had her dad come to one of them and goes, "You made her day that day just by saying yes." And I was like, sometimes you just get to say yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
And
fun to give stuff away.
It's just
That's
fun
cool.
because it's that moment of just for me,
Yeah.
for no reason,
Yeah.
Mhm.
just
There's-
because.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where you, like people just don't realize like you can do that.
It's just that single moment of kindness.
Yeah.
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 Some
Yeah.
people are literally just looking for that. They're hoping someone will be kind to them on that day.
Yeah.
You know what I
Something
mean?
small.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just kind of just go, oh. And I
Well-
don't think anything of it either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh.
It's not
Yeah.
anything big. Like
Yeah.
it's nothing big. It
Yeah.
it doesn't mean I don't want to belittle it because it doesn't mean anything super big to us in those kind of things. It's just like these little things are just kind of like it's not a big thing. It's like, here you go. Like it means a lot to you because you're in here. This meant something to you. Like you're taking your time out of the day, and it like for whatever reason at this moment you are like intrigued by this. It's moved by it. You're like it's doing something for you. And it sparked something in your
And I
mind.
want it to continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like take it. Like it meant more to you than it did to me at this moment. It's fine.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
and
I
go
would say
ahead.
it also feels like a bit of a like pay it forward moment too, because we've also had moments where like we have people come into our booth and they just get like so excited. They're just like, man, I love your stuff. Your stuff is so cool. I'm just so excited. And they're like, it's almost like they don't care what. They're like, I gotta spend money.
Mhm.
Like I've got to buy something from you guys. And it's just like, that's the best feeling,
Yeah,
right? So
it
when you
is.
get kind of the reverse where someone's like, I don't have the money to spend, but they love it. It's like, well then here you go. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And those moments don't happen often, but when they do, it's just, oh,
yeah.
that just felt really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like for us as the maker, we know how much we kind of spend. Like, yeah, it's our time, it's our labor that we put into the thing, but also like it's our time, it's our labor.
It's our
Like,
time,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
we control that. Like
Yeah.
we can easily go, hey, like it's fine. Like it's our cost to ourselves. So like like when we give it away, like we're only giving away ourselves in that sense kind of thing.
Yeah.
So by us giving away that time, we're only sacrificing ourselves like that. For some of the product that like It's like it was only like $1. Like in that sense.
Yeah, you
And it
kind
was
of
like-
know.
it was-
In your head, you're going,
Creators know, like
yeah,
you're
I'm
looking
okay
for
with that.
bargains. Like it
It's
is what
like-
it
I'm
is.
like, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm like,
Yeah.
it's okay.
I was like, it's just, I don't want to like belittle this moment for you or anything, but,
But that's true though.
but
I
like,
mean,
but it means so much to some of those people. But
Yeah.
I totally understand in
Yeah.
that sense kind of thing, because for like a print for somebody, like for whatever reason they're staring at it, and I can see it like in their face, like whatever they see it there, it's something, it's doing something for
it
them.
triggers something
It-
for
yeah.
them, a memory or
And, like-
something, or yeah.
And I'm like, go ahead and take that. Or like a sticker like
Yeah.
doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
But that sticker for whatever reason is moving in their head for something. Like, and so that shirt, and like for them to come back every show, like it meant so much at the time. And the parent comes back and they can see it like for that thing. It means so much in those kind of things. And those are those little things that like we have that like ability to like, it's not gonna break us.
No.
And like corporate America is not gonna break corporate America in those situations all. But like it's those stupid things that it's like
That you you share it.
yeah
You pass it on to somebody else, and then hopefully she says something to somebody else.
Yeah.
And it just grows from there.
Yeah.
And it just happens, and everybody's like, oh. Because when you do it in front of the other vendors, they're like, what did you just do?
Yeah.
And I was like, nothing.
Yeah.
What do you think I just did?
Yeah.
We saw you, and I was like, I'm going, it's not a big.
It's not a big deal. Like I'm not trying to make any special gesture or anything like that.
What did you
It-
just do?
yeah,
I'm like,
it's-
exactly what you saw.
Yeah, that's all it was. That's all it was. It was not. It's not trying to get anything out of it. It's just here.
It's just a moment.
That's
that
all
I
it
had
was.
to. I got to with that person.
Yeah, exactly. Kind
Yeah.
of thing. But yeah, those are those kind of things. You're like, I don't think people. You don't get those moments on Instagram. You don't
Nope.
get those things
No.
like with a like. That's a thing.
It's not going to happen at Target or Walmart.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're not- yeah.
Those
or
are
Amazon.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Those are
Exactly.
those are the things that like trying to explain that to people by doing shows and markets that you don't get
Mhm.
to experience, and like trying to explain that to people, like if you don't get out there and like do markets, you'll never understand what that is.
Right.
Kind of thing. Like
Right.
those type of experience of people walking into your booth, those type of experience of like just the people going in and like Christy said, oh, that is so cool. Like walking in, again, not buying anything, just coming by, just like these are really cool.
Yeah.
And again, walking out of your booth and not buying anything. Those are the kind of things you're not gonna get like just putting your stuff up on social kind of thing.
Oh,
And
100%.
it's a different experience. Like if you guys are out there thinking you're on the edge of like trying to get started at doing these kind of things, it's like just get out there and try it
Yeah.
once.
Yep.
Just try it.
Yeah.
Sign up for the Bohemian Bum.
Come on
Because
in. We're very friendly.
We're the greatest first time market for everybody. Because if you talk, I mean,
We've had a lot of
We have a
first-timers.
lot of first timers, and Anne from Corky Clay.
Yeah.
I talked. She ran it. I was in a market over the weekend, and she knew my booth. She saw my booth there, but she had to find me because I wasn't at my booth. Shocking. Market hadn't started yet,
There.
so I was okay. And we're sitting there chatting, and she's like telling me all the things that she's doing, and I was like, I need you to come back. I need you to come back. She goes, you are the first market that I recommend to other people, especially for their first market. And I was like, why? Because I want to know what the why is now. Why do you recommend me? And she goes, it's because you make it easy. A first timer is already stressed, and they come to you and you give them a hug. You check back on them, because once you get set up, you're just kind of now where's all the people? Now what happens next? And as a host, you go back and going, it's kind of quiet that first hour. It does pick up. When you're ready, I'll show you some things on social media to get you to some places, other vendor groups that might work for you. I'll add you to my chat, but take a moment, go visit your friends, go make friends. And they go, really? And I was like, leave your booth right now and
mean,
go see people.
Part of vending, like you were saying earlier, you might not go out and have that big dollar day. You might have that big dollar day. That is all depending on what you consider a big dollar too. But you should always get something out of the market, whether it's learning how markets work, taking images of your products to try to sell, talking to other vendors about their experiences, meeting other vendors about other markets. There's so many things you can just learn from going to the markets. You know, especially if you really want to get into it and make some kind of side hustle, real work, whatever you want to make it out of it. There's definitely tricks into the trade that you can go and find just by going and talking to the other vendors.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and
we
you're going to find
share.
out people are
Yeah.
super friendly. Like we were saying earlier, most people aren't gatekeepers. If they're gatekeepers, well, they're not going to be at the boho, that's for sure. So, you know, that's just how we are. We're the bohana. You know what I mean? Like we're a family. Like this is what we do. We want everybody to be successful, and if there's some info that we can give you, we're going to give it to you. They call her the market mayor because like she's so thought after, and everybody wants to talk to her when she's there. She has a lot of the answers. She's open with a lot of the answers of the questions. So yeah, they call her the mayor, or they call her Kevin.
Or Kevin.
So-
because my overall
Oh, we'll say Kevin on the front of her hatch.
but it's Kevin and my friend
Yeah.
who I met from a market because she came and found us at a market, and now she's a dear friend.
Now she makes stickers that say "I heart Kevin" on it. Hands them to people. It's super funny, but there's so many things you can learn from the other vendors and going to markets.
Yeah.
Come to a market, just see how it is. Even if you're not going to be a vendor, come to a market and see how it really is. Talk to the people who are there vending.
Can
Most
I even
people are pretty
yeah.
open about what they know, unless you're going to steal their product ideas. Then you shouldn't do that anyway. But you know, but most everybody's open with like their experiences and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah, if you want to jump in it, just jump in it and do it. Get enough product where you think you could fill out a table.
Start
You
small.
can start super small and easy and just try it out. You know, it depends what you want to get from it too. And then eventually, if you really like it, you'll start ramping up what you're making. You'll get better at what you're making.
Yep.
Like you'll figure out what your niche is. There's all kinds of ways to do it.
Yeah.
No, it's real. But yeah, jump in.
I was gonna say normally we ask for advice, but I think you guys just gave it.
I'm gonna always say just jump in, take the leap. It goes back to some people going, "I'm afraid to sew."
Mhm.
You get that?
Oh,
I tell
uh-huh,
them all the
yeah.
time, going, "Do you have a sewing machine?" They're like, "Yep." And I was like, "Get it out.
Yeah.
Go get something out of your
Yeah.
closet."
No, I always tell people like it's not as scary as
going,
you think it is.
It's a bunch of straight
not.
lines. It's just straight
It's
lines.
straight, yeah. I sat there for like an hour one day. The first day I had my machine,
Mhm.
She goes, just do straight line down this piece of, you know, my dog.
Yeah.
My big piece of fabric, my dog.
Uh-huh.
And I
It's
still use
just
that
straight
same piece of fabric,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
today when I'm putting on my thread and threading it up. I
Yep.
still use that same piece of material, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
fun. You
And I
know,
tell them, I was like, it's just straight lines. And we, the
Until
maker,
it's
is the
not.
worst critic.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, we
100%.
are.
If
Yeah.
we don't like it, we're like, "Whoa."
Yeah,
But
no,
the only
100%.
person that sees that is us.
Mhm.
Somebody, you're going to show that to somebody else, and they're going, "Oh my God, that's the greatest thing I've seen today."
Yeah.
Ah, but I messed up this part and I messed
I
up
know,
that.
that
I'm like
line's
that
not
seam
straight,
is
and I was like,
crooked.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, we are. And I go, "You're going to be the worst critic when you make your first straight line." You're going, "It's crooked." And I was like, "Nobody cares."
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're
And
never
they
gonna
looked at
know.
me, and
They're
I was like,
never
I'm
gonna
going,
know.
nobody's going to even see that line.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why the Ripper comes in handy too.
The amount of like being a screen printer, like I'll go into stores and I notice so many screw up on t-shirts and I go, this is in like every store whatsoever. There are so many screw ups and they're being
All
sold
kinds of stuff.
all
Yeah.
over. And I go, if this is like across all of these corporate stores and everything
Yeah.
like that, all these screw ups, all these details, and they're getting sold like crazy, I'm nitpicking all my stuff.
Yeah.
that
We
no-
are.
and-
So I was gonna say, so obviously, like one of the things that I use for our flannels is I use I use t-shirts,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
It's amazing how many prints that you see that are like slanted or
Mhm.
not centered,
Uh-huh.
or like it's the wildest. And I'm like, this is what they're putting out.
Mhm.
Like it's
Mhm.
garbage.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah.
weird.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna still take the time to make sure my stuff is great,
Yeah.
kind of thing. But like I'll be picky on my stuff and I'll duff my stuff like crazy and be like,
Yeah.
nah, I'm not. I don't want to sell this to people, like kind of thing. Like I'm like, that's not great. I'll throw this. I'll give stuff away that's bad, kind of thing. And be like, no, that's in a pile. We're gonna give this stuff away, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Because like I'll give away something that's bad, kind of thing. But like I don't want to sell something
Yeah.
that's bad.
I think
Yeah.
I've only got frustrated and hulked one shirt.
I
I think I only did that one so far.
That's
But-
pretty good then.
Yeah. But it's like if it's one of those things where I'm like, there is so much stuff. Like when you go through like regular stores and you're like, that's a weird bleed, that's a weird like ghosting, that's a weird. And then it's like I'm like, okay, here's all these tricks that like you get away with, like how you design stuff that you can like look that's not like that it's a bad print kind of thing, like you do distressing in your design so you don't see like where this thing. But I'm just like, this is crazy how like we are so nitpicky about how we want to be perfectionists, and like the rest of the thing is just not that way.
No, not at all. Yeah. But I mean, I think that's a good sign of you wanting to do something well.
Yeah.
You want it to be as good as possible, of course, you know.
But I want to make sure people get a chance to go see what you guys are doing, learn information about everything you've got. Where is the best like online source, social, anything like that you guys have out there that they can find more information about what you're doing?
So the Whole Kat Caboodle on Instagram, and the Bohemian Bum on Instagram, as well as on Facebook.
And that's their social handles for both those?
The Whole Kat with a K, the Whole Kat and Caboodle.
Because I like
Bohemian
to
Bum
gather.
Farmers Market. Bohemian Bum Farmers Market.
Awesome.
And then we do have a BohemianBumFarmersMarket.com for any vendors who would like to sign up. We have our entire summer schedule open. If anybody wants to come on down and be a vendor, we'll be open all summer long. This is my radio voice. K98 Rock'em.
You had to get one in there.
He did.
Had to get one in.
He threatened it all night. Wait till the end.
Well, I didn't say the F word, so there's that.
There's still time.
Guys, thank you guys so much for joining us on the show and having a conversation with us. It was awesome. But guys, again, thanks for being part of the show. You guys can go join the Patreon, free tier or paid tier. We will be starting that question program as well. You guys can have questions if you guys sign up for the Patreon there. That's going to get started very soon on some of our future episodes here. Patreon, like, comment, subscribe. That's everything for the show. We'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Thanks.
Bye. Tell your friends.
Bye.